Welcome to CLAUDETalks, episode 9, the world's favorite podcast about a guy named Claude that talks. And he talks about whatever he wants to talk about. So today you see I'm in the car and you see that I'm driving. I found that this is probably a good time to be able to get some good recording done. And so I was inspired by the comedian Shane Smith, who recently did a video on praying the rosary. And he had recorded while he was in the car. He filmed his video a lot like I did my first few episodes of CLAUDETalks, where I would just have the camera on me and I would just film start to finish. And he had minimal editing. The first couple CLAUDETalks had zero editing because I didn't even know any editing softwares or how to use them. So there will probably be some editing in this because I'm hoping that I can embed the pictures of what we're going to talk about today and kind of show them as I'm talking. But, shout out to Shane Smith. He's an awesome comedian. He has 5 dry bar comedy specials. I haven't seen the most recent one yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. He's got a lot of great content on YouTube. All of his dry bar specials are incredibly funny. Check him out for sure. And then, so this episode is going to be about DIY trading cards. And with DIY trading cards, the whole idea from that started with a conversation with my friend who I work with, who is a huge fan of a band called Newski. Newski was going to be playing in a town near me, and I was looking into getting tickets and going to that show. And I had brought up the discussion, I wonder if I could get him to sign something. And Aaron had said that Newski would sign anything I gave him. And he had made the comment that I should have him sign like an expensive, rare baseball card or something like that. And from there, I got the idea of, wouldn't it be really cool if I actually had him sign a card that was him? He didn't know what I had, and I just hand him this card. He'd look at it and he'd be like, hey, wait a minute, that's me. And he'd be signing a really unique thing. So at the same time, I had already bought tickets to go see the comedian Dustin Nickerson. And I thought it would be really cool if I had went to this Dustin Nickerson comedy show and handed Dustin Nickerson a unique Dustin Nickerson card and had him sign it. So we started working on the cards. I created the Dustin Nickerson card first, and to create it, I had used a picture that I found on the internet. And when I showed the first draft of the card to Aaron, he had said, well, I don't think that you should use a picture that you found on the internet because you don't have the photo release of that image, and he just didn't recommend it. So what I decided to do was I would just get another image, and technically I wasn't going to sell the cards, but Aaron is right. You should not be using images and pictures that you don't have the rights to use. So I listened to Dustin's podcast, Don't Make Me Come Back There, that he co-hosts with his wife Melissa, and I had emailed him and I told him what I was trying to do, and I asked if they had a picture that I could use. They had sent me one of his publicity shots, and I put that on the card, and I created the card and showed Aaron the Dustin Nickerson card, and we both agreed that it was really cool. And then we got started on the Newski cards. So the Newski cards, Aaron had pictures that he had taken of the band members at a show. So I put all of those in the card in a similar card design that I made. And then each card was made unique to which band member it was for, with their name and some information about them. Showed them to Aaron. Aaron liked them. And then I'd gotten some card stock, and I had access to a color printer, and I had tried printing these cards out thinking, I can just print them myself and then I can cut them out. Well, the issue I kept running into is that trying to get the content to line on the front and the back and then print it was almost impossible. So I eventually gave up and talked to Office Max, and I said, this is my project, and I would like to to send you these files and see if you can figure out a way to print these cards out. And they printed the cards out, and they were able to provide me with I believe I printed 20 Dustin Nickerson cards, and then later I had gotten 40 Newski cards, because there were 4 different cards and I had 10 of each. And I got those printed out. The only issue that I ran into is that it became expensive to get the cards printed out, because each cut that they have to make to get the cards out has a cost associated with it. And because I had 4 cards for the Newski on one sheet, they had to do multiple cuts, and those cuts added up. And probably what I should have done is I should have just used the business card creator app that they had, and just uploaded the card as a business card, and done the front image, the back image, had it bleed all around the card so that if it shifted a little bit, it would have been fine. And then just had them print. I think I could have gotten 200 cards or something like that for $45. And then I would have just given a huge stack of cards to Newski or to Dustin Nickerson. It would have been better to have made the cards that way, and more cost effective. But I wasn't doing the project as a way to, I wasn't selling the cards. I wasn't doing it as a way to make money. I wasn't doing it as a way to, I wasn't doing it as a way to make money. I was doing it because I wanted to make something unique, and I wanted something to be able to hand to Newski and to hand to Dustin Nickerson, and, just tell him, hey, I made this. I really like what you create, and I wanted you to have this, and I was wondering if you could sign one for me. And that was the whole intention. So the Dustin Nickerson card, I saw him live at a comedy show, and I took the cards with me. There were a couple that I handed out to people in the audience. Some were more excited than others, and you can't expect somebody to have the same level of enthusiasm that you have. And at first I was a little disappointed when people weren't really excited about it, because I thought they should have been a lot more excited, because it was really unique and cool, and you got it for free. And if I had been at something and somebody handed me something really cool like that, I would have been really excited. But that's me. I had Dustin sign a card. I gave him a stack of, I think, 15 of the 20 cards. And the card that he signed, the marker that I gave him was brand new. I'd never pulled the cap off of it. And unfortunately, it didn't write the best when he was writing on the card. So there is a signature on the card, but it's not the easiest to see, which is kind of a bummer, but it happens. It's still a cool piece of memorabilia that I have from something I made and an experience that I had. So, I don't regret that in any way whatsoever. The Newski cards, my intention was to go to that concert and see Newski live, and unfortunately I didn't end up being able to get tickets, and we had a circumstance that popped up that changed my my ability to get tickets when I should have tried to get them. And when I was in a position where I could get the tickets, the general admission tickets were already sold out, and the other tickets the other tickets were more expensive than I was willing to pay, considering I'd have to buy 2 of them. And so I ended up missing the show. I was kind of bummed. You know, he doesn't necessarily play around where I live very much. I don't live in a huge city, so I don't know if he'll come back this way again. If he does come back this way, I would definitely really like to make maybe a second edition of the cards and be able to give them at the show. Now, Newski has seen the cards because I sent them to Aaron, who lives in the state of Wisconsin, which is where Newski is from, and he was able to get the cards to Newski, and Newski actually had posted on Twitter or X or whatever about them, and I think he posted on all his social media platforms about them, and it was really cool to see that he had interacted with something that I had created and that I got that shout out, and that made me feel really good. The future of trading cards, DIY trading cards for me, I have toyed with the idea of expanding the comedian trading cards and creating new ones and possibly having up to 10 cards. Well, yeah, having up to 10 cards total, creating 9 more to put with the Dustin Nickerson card, and having like a comedian trading card set of 10 cards. But that's not something I am actively working on or pursuing. I have other things on my plate at this time. One thing that I did consider, while not making physical cards, but making digital cards, is making cards for the cats, who you are all used to seeing on this channel. You know, a card for Hazel, a card for Moon, a card for Venus, a card for Willow and her twirly whiskers, which I call her evil villain whiskers, because they twirl like you'd see an old picture of an evil villain. So I thought that would be fun. If I was going to do those, I would create them as image files or PDFs, or something that you could interact with online, not something that would have to be purchased. It wouldn't be something that's physical, but just something you could see and look at, share. I think that would be fun. And honestly, the way the viewers of this channel just love the cats and interact with them and just pour your love out on them, I think that a lot of you would really appreciate it. So that's something that I would like to do, and it would really just be my way of showing my appreciation for all of you and everything that you do when it comes to this channel and watching it. And just as a side note, this channel is not monetized, and I've been creating content on this channel because first I wanted to learn the platform, and then I wanted to learn video editing, and I kept setting all of these micro goals of how many subscribers can I get, how many views can I get, how many different types of media can I make. And the CLAUDETalks videos, I had set a goal of making 10 of them and considering that a season, and I had only completed 7 of them. And I recently did 8 with the family vacation video, and now I'm on to video 9, and I've got one more video. I know the content that I want to talk about in that video. I just need to film it, edit it, and get it posted. So again, I thank everybody that watches these videos, everybody that comments, everybody that interacts with it. A lot of you have been really kind to me. I really haven't had to deal with people that are negative about my content, or people that are trolling me or anything like that. I've been really, really blessed in that way. I have a really good fan base, really good subscribers, and I really appreciate it. So that's awesome. That means a lot, because if I was coming on here and getting beat up, or criticized for everything that I did or said or filmed, or you didn't do this right or you didn't do that right, I don't think I would do it, honestly. It would not be worth it. It would not be worth the hassle. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everything that you do. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Bye.